Hey guys, welcome back. I just want to start off by saying sorry. It's been like super long. I just haven't been feeling myself lately. Yeah. But anyway, I'm here now and we're going to talk about that. What it feels like for me and what I do to kind of like avoid it, or what I do to handle it, or what I do during it. Just open myself up a little bit to you guys, because you don't know that little side of me. Only, you know, my family and close friends do. I am going to talk about it because I am completely, when I feel normal, I think I'm normal, but I'm just not. And just like what it looks like when I still have a husband and 4 kids and like mom duties. Anyway, yeah, so that's what this video is going to be all about. Even if like you were to know me like in real life, or if you know me in real life or just see me walking down the street, you would have never probably guessed that I am like 100% going through what I'm going through. And I keep it completely private to like everyone. If my husband's watching this, he probably didn't even know that like I just kind of have an episode the last few days. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it today. Stay tuned. So I finally kind of put my face together for once in like 5 days. I want to say that's kind of like some of what I go through. Like I just don't feel like it ever. Yeah, and it's not even like it's a process. It takes me literally 5 minutes, but I just, is it worth it? Like, do I really need to spend 5 minutes doing that? But that's like one of my major things. It's just like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just don't. I mean, I want to feel good and I want to look awesome, but I just don't want to. And I want to show you number 2. I usually never let it get this bad, and it's been like this for at least 24 hours, and I've just like, it is, that's how gross, right? Yeah. But it's just like household chores. Like, I'm not lazy. Like, I know I need to do them. Like, I will sit in front of that like sink and be like, oh my gosh, this needs to be done. But it's just like, put it in the back of my head. And it's like the weirdest thing, because you can't even freaking like explain why it doesn't get done. I'd rather go take a nap, actually. I'd rather go take a nap and not think about things. Yeah, I will get these done right now. Everything looks different to everybody. People that, you know, suffer from anxiety and depression, it might look different on them than it does on me. It's just different for every person. But one thing I've learned from being in the Army and being a military spouse is that offering a hand just goes a long way. Like the gesture of just like offer your help, offer a service. You know, whether it be like just watching your kid for a few hours, or hey, can so-and-so come play with so-and-so, or hey, do you want to go like on a coffee date? Like, stuff like that just like brings me so much joy, and it just kind of like sparks me up to like want to get out of the house for once, or you know, anything. So offer services. It goes a long way. Keep that in mind. Hey you guys, I'm gonna try to make this like a 2-part like series thing. The first is just like talking about what I go through and what I suffer from, and just talking about it and getting it out there, and really opening myself up to you. The next video is gonna be like, I guess what everybody else sees, like my kids and my husband, the people that are really close to me. I think really advocating what it means and what it means to me and how I deal with things. I guess I can start by opening up with I guess where it all started and when it all started. I suffered postpartum really bad after my girls. Not so much with my boys. I was still really young. I had Gabe at 19. I had Andrew at 20. My husband and I, we were together, but we were so not balanced. We were on and off, and it was just really, I don't know. We were young, and just, I was doing what was best for me, and he was doing what was best for him, and it just didn't match up. It wasn't until after Emma, it kind of just like came out of the blue. I mean, you never really know when it's gonna happen to you, or know if it even is gonna happen to you. And I remember an incident. It was Andrew's 3rd birthday. There was something about it that it just literally triggered all these emotions, all these feelings. And it was that day that I just knew something was not right. So I immediately got help. I talked to a few members from my church, got put on medication, and I just started feeling good. I was back to my normal self. I got pregnant again, and Emma was about 3 months whenever this happened to me. I probably suffered from it a little bit before then, but it wasn't until Andrew's 3rd birthday that I was like, wow, I feel like a psychopath. And I just had this imbalance that I just couldn't get right. And at the time, I was 23. Do not know when I had my child. I was 23, about to be 24. Then I got put on medication. Everything was fine, but I started working out and feeling really, really good about myself and losing weight. And then I got pregnant with Lily. After that, I stopped taking my medicine. Nothing wrong with taking medicine, like being medicated while you're pregnant, but for some reason, my brain was just like, this is a happy time. I'm super freaking happy and I'm having a baby. I don't want to be on anything. I just want to live life right now. And I'm not saying it was a mistake. I felt fine. I felt like I did the right thing for myself. So then I had her and I immediately got back on medication. And the only reason I think I immediately went back on was because Chris was gone. He was in basic training. Me and Gabe was in kindergarten. Andrew was in pre-K. Emma was 1.5 years, and I had a newborn. And I was a single parent basically. So it was just kind of one of those things that I was just like, I need to prepare myself for this because I know I'm gonna lose it, and I just want to feel like I'm okay. Nothing wrong with that. Chris graduates, we moved to Colorado. I stopped taking medicine after a little bit, after we moved to Colorado. A lot of things happened in Colorado. I dealt with 2 deployments. I dealt with Chris leaving for the field literally every other month. I mean, he's field artillery, so it's, you know, he's gonna leave, which is totally fine. I was 12 hours away from family. Struggled with making friends in the beginning, and then all of a sudden Chris like leaves and he comes back and I have like 1 trillion friends. It was just one of those things where I was just like, I cannot do this to myself anymore. Like, I need people. You know, I made friends and everything was great. There was just a lot of stuff like in between. My grandmother passed away while we were there. I was 27 when she died. I am 29 now. And for 27 years, I had never dealt with grieving over someone. I had never dealt with like a death before until I was 27 years old. And that changed so much of a lot of my family and who I am. After that happened, it was a huge turning point in my marriage. It was a huge turning point like just in myself. And for some reason, just everything after that went downhill. And that was super hard. A few months later, one of my best friends actually lost her child. She was like 1.5 months. So it was just a really weird time in my life. That just, I don't know, changed a lot of who I was. At the time, I still wasn't on anything. I still wasn't helping myself. I was just kind of angry all the time. I was moody. I just didn't care. And, you know, at the time, I know my husband didn't really like me very much, but I was just like, you're the problem. And I was okay with that. It was just horrible. It was a horrible freaking time. Anyway, that's when I decided to go back to work. I got a job and I was out more. I continued to work after the new year to the summer. And that summer, this was 2018, I don't know. Things just kept happening. It wasn't until 2019 comes around and my husband actually leaves in the beginning of January. He deployed. Within a month in his deployment, he said, like, I don't want to be together anymore. I wanted a divorce. Very dark time. And that was when depression started to take over heavy, to where like I couldn't even like get myself in a shower. And I'm not saying I'm like disgusting. I'm not saying I was lazy. It was just so heavy on me. You know, I had women's fellowship every week. Me and the kids went to church every week. Being like social, I know that helped with when I was feeling overwhelmed or feeling like I just wanted to sleep all day. Every Tuesday and Sunday, I knew that I could just be surrounded in God's presence with other women and other people that just like loved our family. And that was such an, those were important days for me, because other than that, I didn't like leaving the house. I went to work and came home. I tried to enjoy little outings like with errands with my daughter, and it would just like overwhelm me, and she'd just start whining about like not getting candy, and I would just like want to scream. Like, I said no, like, why are you not listening to me? Like, get over it. And it was just like I was turning into like what I felt like this monster, and that's not who I was. I just didn't understand anymore. It wasn't until I started really feeling like super worthless and had so much self-hatred. Divorce is my fault. And it just cycled this like and strengthened the depression cycle. Like, it just would not stop. It wasn't Chris's fault. It wasn't all my fault. We both had our, you know, we both like could have done so much better for each other, in ourselves, in our marriage, with our family. It took like a month or two, and ultimately we decided that, look, we really have to try, but there's just so much like that we need to do. I was in counseling because like I just didn't even know. It was just another heavy time in my life where I was just like, when is it gonna stop? He came back and it was decent. He got back so we could move, and we moved to Lawton, Oklahoma. It turned out to be the worst thing that ever happened again. We have struggled so much here. Again, in our marriage, financially, everything. I'm gonna break soon. I'm gonna break, and then that's it. We've been here since June. When we got here, we made an appointment after we started feeling like this was the worst place to ever be. I have been medicated now for 5 months. Still, I feel great. You can ask my husband and he'll say, you know, she is a changed person. I finally feel comfortable enough to never be off of it again. Like, I can't do it myself. I can't manage my depression. I need help, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. If you ever notice, you know, people just like having a hard time leaving the house or being social or, you know, staying present, just talk to them. I know I have days where I'm just like, I don't leave the house for like days. But what I'm really enjoying, and I'll talk about this in my next video, my husband really will step up in random times. But it's like, I feel like it's exactly what God is trying to do for me. Whenever he asks, you know, hey, do you want to go to the store with me on lunch break or whatever, I immediately just say yes. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how I look, I just say yes, because it's literally the feeling of just getting out of the house brings like my gives me what I need. He wants me to go do it. When I get home, I'm in such a better mood. I mean, as little as going to the grocery store for 20 minutes, like, it just like, whew, okay, now I can start my day. Slow starts in the mornings are one of my things. Staying present sometimes, like in my youngest daughter, because it's just, the elders go to school and it's just me and Lily at home. I forget to feed myself, and when I forget to feed myself, I forget to feed her, and it's not just, I'm not staying present when I should. And so I've learned a few things. One is, don't depend on others for validation. The need for acceptance will literally make you invisible. I don't know. I try not to worry about it anymore. I try not to even care. That's why whenever he says, hey, do you want to go to the store with me? I literally throw clothes on and I don't care what I look like. I'm getting out of the house for 20 minutes with my husband and my child, and it's going to make me feel so much better in the end. Just having that like social connection with like the world. Staying present is so like important. The consistency of staying present has like made our marriage last as long as it has. Living in the past will damage you. Like I have done it so many times for so many years, and now I'm to a point in my life, I'm 29, and I'm just like, that's over. Like, move on, Olivia. Another thing is just doing what you love. I have booked over 20 photo shoots in the last 2 weeks. I feel good. Right now, I know it is what I need, and my heart is so, so, so happy. I was just having a really rough start until recently, and it is exactly what I needed in this time. So anyway, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to try to film tomorrow or the next 2 days about kind of like what I go through if I feel like an episode or a cycle coming, kind of what like when my kids go through when I feel this way, and what my husband goes through when I feel this way. So yeah, stay tuned. I know this is like a huge topic, and I just wanted to share my side of it and what I deal with, and a lot of people don't even know that I deal with this, but I am trying to just advocate that it's okay to talk about it, that it's okay if, you know, you see somebody just struggling, it's okay to ask for like, hey, is it okay if, you know, you want to go get coffee? Even just like a little Target trip. You guys, it does wonders to people. It's hard, and it's hard to just like voice what we are feeling, and everybody's depression is totally different. I just want to make that clear. It is completely different. Not everybody's going to feel the way I feel, and feel like how everybody else feels. It's just an individual imbalance, and that's okay to go through. You don't have to do it alone. I'm always here to talk to you. I have probably been through so much. I mean, I've had 4 kids. I've almost went through a divorce. I'm a military spouse. I live away from family. Like, I just go through so much. So if you ever need just to talk, I'm here. So anyway, stay tuned for the next little segment I have going on, and we'll talk about that more later. Thanks for watching. Bye.